Well, Professor Anton made a comment in my video more about, well, basically, see, he then removed his comment, so I can't quote directly from it, which is a fucking weaselly thing to do if you ask me. And, but that I hadn't read Dewey, and that I need to state his opinions just like before, basically, but in different words, and in a way he recognizes. Really, why would you come? You spent 20 words saying that. Why don't you just say, oh no, you misunderstand, Piero. I'm not promoting humans to some special place, or that's not what I meant by egoless. You're the one that said that it was uh, not just reactive to the ego. Okay, but you have no idea what I was talking about, really. Then you have a comprehension problem. And he also said, um, why do you even watch my videos? Is this not the guy that has replied to Gary? So you agree with Gary? You only believe in watching videos of people you agree with? Now, I've watched your videos for years, and I didn't just start criticizing you. I started asking for clarifications. You prove unable and unwilling to give them. You say, oh, well, I don't have time to give them. Well, I've seen how you spend your time, so I know you have time for, you know, bullshit, for the softballs. You don't seem to like a real challenge. All right. And you put your videos in this public conversation, then it's not just your acolytes that get to answer to it. All right. We all get to answer. Now, I've asked for clarifications. You've talked about, well, you're talking backwards. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, you didn't say backwards. Yeah, that's a metaphor. That makes no sense. You know, I don't even know what you're talking about. I really. Okay, fine. You're incapable of understanding my point. But not everybody has that problem. Okay, and so we're watching you fill up the internet with bits of information, and we're reacting to them. And I intend to do that as whenever I want to. Now, why do I still watch you when it's clear that you're going to send me to a dead man to find out what your opinion is? Um, well, because you shuffle a lot of bullshit through that channel now, through your channel. And I would like to call you on it, and I will. And there's a lot of things I could criticize you for that I haven't because I don't feel I understand your position well enough. I'm also starting to feel that you don't understand them, that you're confused. You regurgitate, I guess, something you've read, and you think, hey, I regurgitated that so accurately. How could anybody disagree with it? Well, because you said it was your opinion. So I thought you could defend it and would know what it means. But you can't. All you can do is say, go read John Dewey. Well, then get the hell off the internet then and just, let me read John Dewey and I don't need to listen to you or whichever Dewey you were fucking talking about. And you come and delete your comment. And you're someone that studies social media. And it's not like this doesn't come up, this animal versus human cognition thing doesn't come up. You made a bunch of videos about it. That's what the videos are about that I responded to when I'm calling you on it. And you are unable, or simply unwilling, or most likely both, to answer that as an individual with your own ideas and with your own logic. Right? You inject these assumptions, as I said, and what's really 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 almost reprehensible at this point is your inability to even admit there's a criticism or a claim. I mean, people criticize my philosophy, and I say, well, that's bullshit, and you just don't know what you're talking about. But I take the time to comprehend what they think and figure out what their position is, and even what the grains of truth are that I would acknowledge, and what the grains of truth are that I don't acknowledge, but they think are grains of truth. I figure that out, but no, not you. You as an expert in social media, why would you do that? You just want the softballs. And furthermore, giving people reading assignments when you could just say what your opinion is. I mean, I think our educational system does a disservice when it trains someone like you to think that you can that you can just think that way. It's like a bunch of people at a cocktail party. None of them has a goddamn opinion, but they can all regurgitate, Heidegger's opinion or Dewey's opinion or, you name it, and they're all just happy. And what do you think? Well, I don't know, but I know what Dewey. Oh, well, you're very smart then. Well, I don't think so. I've talked to mentally handicapped people who claim, like one guy, was in his 20s, he claimed to have a mentality of a 13-year-old. He was more in control of saying what he felt, how he thought, than you are. Okay? And you couldn't even talk to him because there's no way to go tell him to go read Dewey. You would have to explain. You would have to explain to an individual, based on their individual conceptions and misconceptions, your idea. And you can't do that. You just have to tell this guy, go read Dewey. Well, thank you very much for popularizing and helping us understand the ideas of philosophy that are important to you by telling us that we should just go read the person. You can't explain your own opinion without insisting that we do that. Well, the reason I want you at this point is just to see bullshit, basically. I mean, and no, I'm not going to stop commenting on it because you just want to go and give lectures online. Fine, I'm in the audience going, this guy's bullshit to the fellow audience. I don't care whether you change your mind. I think you're beyond changing or listening or learning. Your ability to develop as a result of conversation with your lessers is non-existent. All right. And you come and you make a comment and then you delete it. You can't even stand behind your words for more than, I don't know when you posted it, but it couldn't have been more than 10 hours ago. So, so yeah, look in a mirror. Look at yourself. What the hell do you think this process is? We're supposed to just learn from you? Why, you're the top expert in everything? I don't think so. And I know that as an academic, you're well aware of academic arguments against you, against Dewey, against all the rest. And you can only pull that because you're taking your professorial stance, and we're students, and so you get to have us in a little sphere, you think, where your students have to be able to write an essay that expresses what you told them in a way that you recognize as your idea. Well, great. That's a tool to teach somebody how to think better. But that's not what you're doing here. Here you're supposed to be presenting your philosophy and having some sort of ability to explain it. I won't even say defend it. You don't have to defend it. Believe whatever you want, but you can't even explain it. And you want to act like, oh, well, you're just not saying things clearly enough. But you've responded to people that are you okay, are you saying that Gary does that? Is that that's an endorsement then? Because obviously you think he got it well enough to respond to. Look, you don't understand me, and that's fine. That's a part of the thing. So I'm not trying to get you necessarily to understand me. Instead, I will just make comments on the parts of your videos that I think are bullshit. And if you make a video that isn't bullshit, which has happened, I think, once, I remember, I will say that, I'm not going to just pile on because I want to pile on. I don't put any stock or investment in my feeling of you as an individual such that no matter what he does, I will criticize him. No. But this is an important issue to me. The arrogance of man is an important issue to me, and I see it as behind a lot of the crimes of man. And you don't think that's important, and that someone that thinks that should just read Dewey or something? I don't really care. I don't really care. I think your ideas are incoherent. I don't think you know them. You can't explain them. Why the hell should I go read a bunch of books on your recommendation to explain your philosophy that you can't explain? It hasn't helped you explain them. Can't believe you deleted that comment. That is just such a punk move.